Hi! Today I'm going to be talking about the future of busking, or how I see it, how I hope it'll be, how I think it might be, and the realities of what is ahead for us as buskers and how we've been hit by the coronavirus. There was already a question in the air about whether or not cash was dying. In London, people use less and less cash. They don't take cash on the buses anymore, and this has been for a few years now. Coronavirus has, I think, stopped cash in its tracks. And I don't know how much people are going to be using cash in the future. I've noticed that a lot of shops now are discouraging the use of cash. A lot of ways to pay are contactless now, and I've found that a lot of Londoners choose contactless as their main way of paying for things. So there have been a couple of solutions floating around. One of the ones that I spoke about on my YouTube channel about 3 years ago was my contactless card reader made by iZettle. This one's a little bit beaten up, but even the iZettle branding has like rubbed off because it's so well used. I talked about this a couple of years ago. It actually got a little bit of attention. People were quite interested in buskers using card readers and what that meant and if it was working. And I would say in 2017 it wasn't really working for a couple of reasons. I think people were so not used to seeing a busker with a card reader, it just jarred with them. And the other problem was that when I would have it on display, after a couple of minutes it would switch off automatically. So the only way that I could take contactless payments was to stop playing, and it was just a long process that just wasn't as easy as dropping a coin in a hat, which is the sort of spontaneity of busking and tipping a busker, and it needed to be as easy as that and as impulse as that, otherwise buskers are bound to lose out if it's not simple and easy to do. So iZettle very kindly worked with us buskers who got back to them with feedback and said, this isn't really working for us, this is what would make it better, and they did it. They actually did it. So they invented a new bit of software for the iZettle called Repeat Pay. So on my phone I have my iZettle app, it's here. I open that up and that opens my iZettle account, which I've already set up, and I switch my iZettle on. So on here I type in the amount that I want, so let's say £2. Repeat Pay, so you click that, £2 on my card reader, and then once someone taps that to tip me £2, instead of just completing the transaction, it just repeats. So it goes straight back to £2, so I don't have to stop playing, I don't have to confirm, unless the person wants me to stop so I can email them a receipt, which is very rare. Then yeah, pretty much I just tap that and then it refreshes and the next person can tap, and so on all day. I've had a few messages from fellow buskers or other people who work for charities and things that would like to install the Repeat Pay function on their iZettles, and I will talk about that in another video, and I'll also leave some information in the description. It's not really what I'm talking about today, but it's very, very easy to install it. The only thing I would say is you do need an iPhone. It doesn't work on Android, which is a real shame, and something we have contacted iZettle about as a sort of busker union to say, can you develop this for Android? But for now it's iOS only. But I will make a whole other video about how to set that up on your iZettle very, very soon. For a long time we've been saying this is the future of busking. A cashless society is on its way, and it seems like people are quite keen now to use the contactless. I'd say especially in the year of 2019, the uptake on people tipping me using the iZettle has just grown and grown. I still very much found that cash was my main income in terms of busking, but I have seen a lot of light at the end of the tunnel in terms of the fact that even when cash was still a thing, I mean, the cash could still be a thing, I don't know what this new world is, but for now I'm imagining that there'll be very little cash around. There were people that were starting to tip on the contactless, they were making that choice. So there is a chance that the more people that switch to contactless and switch to only card payments, they may consider tipping buskers with card readers. There's a little bit to think about. Going back to busking and going back to normality is not going to be as easy as going, well, the pandemic's over, let's all get back to it. You know, it might never be normal again. Like the last time I was busking and taking cash might be the last time I was busking and taking cash, and I'm kind of getting my head around that a little bit and wondering what the future is. And I am hopeful, but I'm also realistic, and I'm wondering if this might be something that, you know, isn't viable, and I'm up for the challenge. I really am. I will keep you updated. As I said, I'm going to talk a little bit more for buskers specifically on how to set up your iZettle and how to get the Repeat Pay function, but just for now this is just more about how buskers have and will be affected by coronavirus, and I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it's interesting. Ask me any questions you like in the description. I will either do a Q&A on busking and iZettles and coronavirus, how it's impacted buskers, so if you're interested, ask me some questions, or I'll just answer them directly in the comments. I'd be interested to see what interests you and what you don't know, so I can think about other videos that I might make in the future. And that's the end. Okay, bye.